Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Nikki. I am a homeschooling mom to an only child going into the 3rd grade. Please hit that subscribe button down below so you can be aware of any future videos of mine. I do a whole lot of curriculum videos and just homeschool tips, mom life, all that jazz. And today's video is in collaboration with Davine over at Calm in the Chaos and Shauna over at Homegrown Homeschool. Lovely ladies, and I've worked with them multiple times if you've been around a while here. But we're going to dive into all things language arts for the upcoming year. So if that is something that interests you, then keep on watching. All right, so go check out Davine and Shauna's channels. I will have linked down below, and there will be a playlist with all the other mamas sharing their language arts curriculum picks for their upcoming school years. So here's what I'm doing. This is about to get complicated. In the past, I've done The Good and the Beautiful, which is an all-in-one language arts curriculum. And if you did not see that video, I did post a whole video why we are no longer doing The Good and the Beautiful. So that means for me that I am splitting everything up into a language arts combination. I hope it's going to work well and it's not going to be literally insane for a 3rd grader, but this is what we're going to try, and I'm hoping I can work it out. So I'm just going to put out there too that everything I'm about to show you, I'm going to give you a glimpse of, but I do plan to have all of these videos separate at some point, showing you in depth of everything I'm about to show you. I will have my Moss DOS, which I will get into in a second. That video will already be live when the time you're seeing this. So if you are interested in that curriculum, you can check it out. Anyways, let's dive in. So language arts is complex, right? Like, it has a lot of things that you would incorporate in a language arts curriculum. It has grammar, it has writing, it has spelling, it has handwriting, it has all the phonics and reading, all combined into one topic. So for not doing it all in one, it, as you can imagine, will get complicated to split those up. So I was really trying to find the right curriculums and as little as I possibly could get to split them up with somewhat combinations in them, if that makes any sense. So for instance, we are going to be doing BJU Press for English 3 grammar and writing. So this is going to incorporate, this is the teacher's manual, and this is the student workbook. So this is going to incorporate writing and grammar. The way I love that this is set up is that it fluctuates writing and grammar chapter by chapter. Or I don't know if they do chapter or unit or whatever. So they do chapters. So as you can see, I'm going to show you. So like chapter 1 at the top is going over grammar. And then chapter 2 is going over writing. So it's going to alternate. And I love that because it gives the student a little bit of break in between both of those things. So love the way that this is color. It's very color. And the way that it's set up. And I'm hoping that it's not going to be too much because there is a ton of chapters. I believe this has 160 lessons, which honestly could seem like a lot, which it is a lot. I'm not sure we're going to get around to finishing this in a school year. So this is the first lesson, sentence and fragments. So it's in the teacher's manual. I can show you it is identical. It does show you the same page that your student has. It offers supplemental things, and this is stuff that is used in a actual school setting curriculum. So this is pretty in-depth. It also offers you tons of tips on how to use the teacher's manual. So let me just go really quick to chapter 1 so I can show you. It also comes with a CD for extra practice should the child need it. There are some extra things that they have per chapter. So this has a lot. In my further in-depth, I plan to go and show you everything on what's on the side here and how to go about teaching it. But it has all the answers written in, and it shows identical to what the student would see. Now, BJU Press is a Christian company, so there is going to be mention of God in this curriculum, and that is fine with us, but it might be something you need to consider for your family. So as you can see, the pages are color. I honestly don't feel like they are overly done. Like, this is a good enough 10 question page worksheet. Some are 14. There isn't a ton of things on one page, like crammed into one thing. So that was helpful and a good deciding factor for me. And the fact that it included writing, and the writing literally starts out excuse me. It's going to go into the writing process. So it's going to go into revising, proofing, drafting, publishing. And then every chapter has a review. This does come with tests. I did not get the test because it's not necessary for us in our homeschool. But this is, I've been saying in my Mostos video, I kept referring to it as the Mostos being the spine. But really what I mean to say is, like, these three things are just going to be very heavily incorporated as a spine to our, I don't even know if spine's the right word, whatever. I have 3 things to show you, actually 4 things to show you. So this is BJU Press English 3, a full review or overview. I won't review it per se, but I will give a flip through of this coming soon. Next up that we are going to be incorporating is vaynerbloser's spelling connections. This was kind of important to me to be colorful and vibrant as well, and this checked the box. So this is a word study approach, and the teacher's planning guide, I can show you right quick, is in color as well, and has lots of information and details and stuff like that. So it does have a breakdown of whether you want to do it for 3-day schedule or a 5-day schedule. So it has a planning guide. And then it tells you day 1 is a focus on, day 1 is a focus on word study. So it says introduce students to the weekly word list, context, and sorting activity. And then it has more information in there. On day 2, whatever day 2 is for you, maybe it's on the same day you're doing it, it's going to connect to phonics. So it also has phonics incorporated in the curriculum, which was also very important for me because The Good and the Beautiful was really heavy on phonics, and I didn't need it to be heavy, but I needed there to be something. And I think tying it into spelling is where it's at. So day 3 is connecting it to reading. So it will be a page of kind of fill in the blanks with the word banks of words. Day 4 is connected to writing. And day 5 is extend learning and assess. And then if you were going to test or do a type of spelling test. So these are going to be combined days for us because we are going to do the 3-day schedule. So just to show you a brief bit on the inside, a thing that really caught my attention on this book is that not only is it in color, but the spelling word list is also wrote in cursive. We are going to be diving into cursive this year, so that was kind of important for me because I want her to be able to read both and write both. So she can choose whether whenever she learns how to write cursive, if she wants to write in here in cursive or not as well. So as you can see, this is unit 2. So it goes from this to the phonics like we discussed, and then relating it to reading, relating it to writing. I hope you can see this. And then it's the same flow through each unit. So I do believe this had, how many? 36 units. So if we did 1 unit per week for the school year and did 3 days a week, we would nail it in our school year time. So that I'm really excited about for spelling connections from vaynerbloser. So I will be doing also another flip through video coming real soon. Next thing is you'll be seeing this video a week prior, but we have decided to do MOS-DOS. So MOS-DOS is going to be where my reading is going to come into play. I have the spelling, I have like the writing and grammar. Now I need to incorporate reading. I didn't just want to do a reading approach where she just gets to pick whatever book, or like reading with like novel unit studies. We tried that out with Moving Beyond the Page, and I wasn't overly a fan of it or a lot of the activities because it did need to go in order. Anyway, I did a whole video on that. I can link somewhere up here, but this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing MOS-DOS literature in the level Opal, which is the 3rd grade level. This was another big one for me because it is beautiful in color, illustrated. So these are 28 stories. So I'm hoping to incorporate them pretty much like 1 story a week. I'm not sure if I'm going to break that up or how I'm going to fit it in the routine, if we're going to break up the activity. But as you can see, it is very, very colorful and very detailed. The stories itself are a couple pages. So I can show you, and then it always ends with some type of poetry to tie into the story, which is super nice. So this MOS-DOS comes with 2 curriculum books. So this also incorporates vocabulary, which I feel like is kind of lacking from the other 2 curriculums. So I'm happy that this will incorporate vocab. There's like a picture on every page. I don't feel like the story is just like a huge page full of text. It is broken up with the illustrations, which is helpful. Now, this is a secular company. So the stories in here, though, I have heard that you can match the stories up to biblical stories as well, as they are rich stories, and the context and the meanings behind them are really, really nice. So this comes with 2 textbooks, if I can get to it. Sunflower and Daisy. They are identical. There is 3 units in each book. And then it has a workbook. So the workbook is really nice because it's all in one. So this is Sunflower and this is Daisy. So it's, simple. You open, the green pages are Sunflower, And then when you flip it over and go towards the back, oops, the back this way, then you have the text going the opposite direction for your second textbook. This is going to kind of give you discussion questions, comprehension questions, analytical questions. And then it's going to tie in vocabulary is pretty heavy in this, and like plot. This whole book study is about the story. So it's going to go over plot. It's going to go over setting. I'm just going over the teacher's manual is in black and white. It mimics the textbook pages, so you can read along with your child from the teacher's manual. The only thing it doesn't have is a schedule. I did try to email the company. They did not respond in giving me some type of schedule to go off of, but there is a scope and sequence, and I know there's 28 stories, so I just have to try to work that into our schedule. And this is Common Core, is whatever that means, if anyone needs to know that. So it's going to go in about the story. It's going to have stories that talk about plot, characters, setting, theme. And then Unit 2 talks all about the plot. So it's going to have internal conflict, external conflict, sequence, setting for drama, main ideas. Unit 3 is all about characters. What are character traits, the point of view, relationships in a story, cause and effect, and what are biographies. So I really like how that is done. It is everything, honestly, that I was looking for when I thought of a reading kind of program. I really don't know why more people aren't talking about this, but I'm most excited to start MOSDOS. Now, I did do a more in-depth video where I showed you a little bit more on all of these books. So if you're looking for that, head back onto my channel. So the teacher's manual, there are 2 of them. They're pretty hefty and they are pretty thorough, and there's so much in here. There are reading comprehension questions on almost every page that you read. They tie in the poetry as well at the end, but every page that the child is reading has guiding the reading questions, and then it shows you where, let's see, it shows you a number to find the answer to the questions, which can be helpful too if the child is having a hard time remembering. We can say, go back to such and such paragraph, let's reread that and see if we can come up with the answer. So to me, this is more reading comprehension. I love the analytical questions. I love that vocabulary is thrown in here, and I feel like you can easily go without the workbook if you wanted to, or if you don't want to incorporate or have your child write in the workbook, make it more verbal. You can verbalize the question and they can just answer it for you if you don't need to have them work on like any kind of writing or anything like that, because I do know one of the assignments can be writing. So like there's at least like one of these pages in each chapter or lesson or story, whatever you want to call it, that incorporates some type of writing factor. But as you can see, we are already doing writing with BJU and a little bit of writing in our spelling. So I feel like across the board, I don't really need to add in any more writing. I'm really excited about MOSDOS, if I'm even saying it correctly. I'm not sure. It is a hefty price tag, as this is coming in at, I want to say it was like $166 for everything. But that's, you know, the sacrifice I was willing to make to break up our language arts. I knew I was going to have to piece things together, and I was really nitpicky about that as well. And if you wanted to not get the workbook, you don't have to buy the workbook. If you wanted to just buy one textbook at a time and do it that way, you can do that as well. You might not even need the teacher's manual, but you can check out my video all on MOSDOS to see if that's going to be a right fit for you. So This past year, we were also doing Beowulf grammar. We got through 1 unit of Beowulf grammar, and that's going well. I just don't know if I really need to incorporate it with everything new that I have. So either this is going to become independent work for her, which I also did a whole video on, or I might just put this aside for later years and see how the new curriculum flows, or what's missing, and kind of see if I need to piece anything. So last but not least, I will be incorporating handwriting. So I have handwriting from vaynerbloser as well, and this is the level 3, so she'll be learning cursive. I absolutely love this book. It is color, which I'm a fan of if you haven't noticed by now. But it starts out doing manuscript, and then it even has like verbs and things to do, and it also includes poetry and rewriting poetry. So this is lots of copy work. I love the lined things in here, and it has both like how to write the word in manuscript, but very colorful, very engaging. It teaches the pencil grip or pen grip, whatever you want your child to use. It has great examples. Really, really loving. It also has a digital tutor, so you can scan the QR code and get a digital tutor lesson on maybe something the child is struggling with. So it has write, and then it has apply. So like this has edit the text. A lot of good things here. So this I don't think we'll be doing every day, but I'm going to incorporate it somehow, whether it be in our morning work or once a day or once a week or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but really excited about this handwriting, as we did use the Good and the Beautiful before, and while that worked fine and it was a great program, I just wanted to try something different, and I think we're going to love this. So that is it, my friends. I know that seemed like a lot, but I will have individuals coming soon on some of this curriculum. I did already upload Mostas, so go check that out. Thank you so much to Davine and Shauna for hosting this collaboration. Please go check out the playlist down below and check out all the other mamas who are doing this. And leave me a comment. What are you doing for language arts? Are you splitting it and piecing things together? Is anything here you've not heard of or want to see, or have questions? Let me know. And that is it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.